Greetings, my dear students. I hope you all are doing well. And in my previous videos, we have learned the basic structure of a C program and then decision control instruction, in which we discussed if statement, if else, nesting of if else. So now in today's lecture, we will see next control instruction, that is loop control instruction. Now, when it is used, when we have a situation where we want to execute a statement n number of times, we just put a loop statement which will do the repetition for us. Now, there are three types of loops: while loop, for loop, and do while loop. So in this video, we will go through all the three loops with their syntax and their working in execution. So let us start with a simple program. So the basic structure remains same. We start with the input output header file, include stdio.h, then the main function void main with empty parenthesis, and whole of the program is written inside the curly brackets of this main function. So let us make a simple program to print table of a number using while loop, because as we all know, to print a table we have to multiply that number with 1 to 10. So for that we make use looping statement. So first of all, we declare the variables. We need n, whose table we want to print, and I will be from 1 to 10. Now printf enter any positive number. Scanf, where we want to store this in n. So because it's an integer, %d and the address of n. Now we initialize our loop counter. I is the loop counter. So there are three steps: initialization, testing, and incrementation. So first we have initialized. Now we write while I less than equals to 10. What we want to do, printf so what we want to print, table of the number. So %d, and every value will be printed to the next line, new line operator. And you see, we want to multiply n with I, n multiplied with I. And then we want to increment, that means we want to add 1 to I. So for that we write this. Now as we have more than one statement for this while, so these two may be written inside the curly brackets like this. So this is our first program for while. Let us save this, compile, and execute. Let me enter any number, let it be 5, and here is the output of this number. So we have the table of 5. So let me explain one more time. So as you see, program as well as output on your screen, what we have done, we have entered a number, that is 5 here, and then I is initialized to 1. As 1 is less than equal to 10, we this is true, and we go inside the loop where we are printing a value. What value? N multiplied with I. N is 5, 5 is to 1, 5 will be printed. Then I will be incremented to 1. I is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, I becomes 2. Then it again go back to this testing condition. 2 is still less than equal to 10, which is true. We again come inside, and then 5 is to 2 will be printed. And this will keep on doing until we have I 9. 9 plus 1, 10, which is again true, and 50 will be printed. And after 9, now it becomes 10 plus 1, 11, which is not true. And we will move toward the end of this program. I hope you got the logic, how loop works. Okay, let us add some formatting statements to this program so that our output may look in a more presentable form. For that, we will shift our program towards right side by adding tab key. And also we want to print it in like we write a table that 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. For that, we write number. I just write X here for multiplication sign, and again percent D, then tab here is equal to again tab here, and the output here percent D. So we write N here, the value whose table we want to print, I with which we are multiplying at each step, and then the table value. And one more change we want to do here, that our input, there will be some space for our input. I have written a tab here, so this will take the cursor to one tab to the right. And one more thing we want to add in our program, that there should be a print statement which will specify that whose table we are printing. Table of percent %d, and then we have new line, and here we have n, because table of n we are printing. Before that, we want new line and tab key here. Let me save this, then compile and execute. Let me enter 8, and when I press enter, we will get table of 8. So output is on your screen. I think this is in more presentable form as of previous output. So I hope you will have an idea how the while statement works here. So there are three important parts. This is initialization, this is testing condition, and here it is incrementation. That there are various ways of incrementation. Either you write I is equal to I plus 1, I plus is equal to 1. This is another way of incrementation. Let us check the output. Let us save this, compile and execute. Let me enter 13, and let us see the output. And here is the output on your screen, which is the table of 13. So again, you see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is due to incrementation of I. And this is the first value, and this is the last value. After this, the condition fails, and control will move towards the next statement, which is the stop of the program. Okay, next we have for loop. Let us try the same code for loop. For loop is a very simple form of loop statements in which all the three, initialization, testing, and incrementation, are done in a single line. How it is done? Let us try. Let me delete this, and here I write for Inside for, first we have incrementation. Just make it clear that then we have semicolon. Test condition, we have a semicolon. Then we have incrementation. All the three in a single line. And we remove this incrementation. That's all. So this again work as earlier, but in a simple form. Let me save this, compile, and execute. Now if I enter 15, that's why as you see the table of 15 is on your screen. When I press 15, the table of 15 is on your screen. So how it works? So in the similar way, but here all the three things are done are written in a single line, but how they perform in a similar manner. First it is initialized, then it is tested, and then executed and incremented. Again it is tested and executed, incremented, again tested. So this will keep on repeating until the test condition is true. And at the moment it becomes false, control will go out of the this for braces, for body, and then we have the ending braces, and program will stop. So this is about for loop. So it's a simplest loop available. In future, in most of the programs where we need loop, we will make use of this for statement. And another is do while loop. Another form is do while loop. And how it work? Let me write here. Do this, do this, while, and here another important thing is we have a semicolon here. While I less than equal to 10. And we have to write the initialized value here. I is equal to 1 here, and incrementation will be done inside, that is I plus plus. Now what will happen here? The output is same as of previous programs, or there is something different? So let us run this and check out. Let me save, then compile, and execute. So let us choose some number. Let me enter 7 here. And when I press enter, and I will get the same table here. Same table here. How it works, you see, as you see on your screen, I is 1. So this will perform the execution first and then test the condition. Means to say, if the first time condition fails, even then this loop will run at least once. At least once. Okay. So you can, I think you can have an idea of all the three loops, how they work: while loop, for loop, and do while.